down pretty hard. Okay, let's go. Bambi, we're going this way. Nope, wrong way again. This way. This way. Yeah. Okay, go. The days are fading faster. The leaves are giving their final burst of color. And seasonal depression is just around the corner, which means it's firewood season. I've got a bit of stacking to do with this little pile, but I also need a place to put the wood. So we're going to utilize nature. Instead of building another wood rack, I'm going to utilize the gap in these two trees. Well, let's see if this is going to work. Well, I made that cut too small. This piece kind of has a built-in support, so honestly, just gonna secure that a little bit more and it should be okay. So while we wait for me to figure this out, let's nerd out about stacking wood. For most people, stacking wood is a never-ending purgatory. But for some, it's an art. Just look at the Norwegians. They're pretty serious about their wood. Now, your wood stack doesn't need to be an expression of your soul, but there are some ways to do it more efficiently. The purpose of stacking is to hasten the process of seasoning. Seasoned wood is another way of saying that the wood is dried out and ready to be firewood. You want to burn wood that has dried out most of its water content. Anything lower than 20% moisture is ideal. Dry wood will also have cracks in it. These cracks indicate that the water content is evaporating. You'll also notice a change in color. As the wood is drying, it'll become more dull and gray, because literally the life is draining from it. Remember to be patient, because it can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years to have nicely seasoned firewood. Now let's check back in on the struggle. Just gonna put a little rock platform here just to secure the wood. So this is just a gaggle of a bunch of different types of wood, and as you can see, a lot of this wood needs to be chopped a little more. Right? Do you want a stick? Okay, ready? Okie dokie. As they say, firewood heats you twice. All right, now for the stacking. So because we have many species of wood in this pile and 2 different stacks, I'm going to separate them. So in between the trees here is going to be for cedar, which eventually I'm going to chop up more and use as kindling. And this stack is going to be for fir, alder, and arbutus. It's pretty much guaranteed you're going to have some knotty pieces in your pile. Now if you can trim those down by chopping parallel to the knot, those knotty pieces will burn long and strong. So I want to show 2 of the most common types of wood stacking. Over here with the cedar, we have just a classic row on row. And really, I feel like this is just like the default way of stacking. And then over here on the willow, we have the log cabin. I find with this one, you have to have more uniform pieces, and it's kind of like the game of Jenga. But the log cabin stands alone really nicely, whereas the just row on row, it's just kind of, I mean, you just throw it on and hope for the best. It's like Tetris versus Jenga. And these two piles are only temporary because they got to be put into a truck and then delivered to a client. So they're going to be restacked and stacked and never stop stacking. Oh, that was close. You know what? Yeah. Ideally, you want to shelter your wood stack. But kind of like parenting, you want to have that balance of sheltering, but not over-sheltering where you're just smothering. You still want the wood to have airflow and sun exposure. Depending on where you live, you'll find that balance. But I find one of the biggest factors to seasoning your wood is just a simple elevation. Just a couple inches off the ground to keep it away from the mud and moisture. As my friend Kevin says, a few inches can really do the trick. If you're wanting to learn more about blades, wood chopping, and firewood, well, you're kind of lucky because I wrote a book. It has a bunch of history, tutorials, tips and tricks, as well as personal stories. And as always, thanks for watching.